What's up, family? It's your man, Courtney Brown Jr. here. We are here doing some work, all kinds of work. As you know, we suffer from or are blessed by serial entrepreneurship. So we are just doing some work and decided to do a little filming while some things were on our mind, going through some old scrapbooks, and came back up with some more photos of, this entrepreneurial journey and our transition from the streets into legitimate, quote unquote, big quotes on that, legitimate, which means government can now tax our profits, unlike they used to be able to tax our profits. So we're legitimate now. Anyway, we won't go down that road. But just to show, give us a couple more what we think are interesting stories to kind of help the family out there get an idea of what this journey has been like with us from kind of, being born obviously at the top of the street game, and then that whole Our Family episode, which of course you can always check out, Motown Mafia, the documentary, Motown Mafia, the book, Memoirs of a Kingpin's Kid. But anyway, and of course the coming soon Big Man on Campus, Motown Mafia, Big Man on Campus. So again, just to tie that in, because we had dropped some footage last week or so about our interactions when we were in the comedy business with Mike Epps and Cheryl Underwood and T.K. Kirkland and J.B. Smoove and some of those guys, and how that all was kind of happening as we were in our last leg of what we call the Kingpin's Last Stand. It was kind of Dad's last major run in the streets. And that was that era of that comedy business. And after that, I ended up transitioning and became an official Square. 99.9 at that time, to be honest, but we got to 100% Square, into the retail world. And it was kind of interesting because, I went from a whole life of always being the plug to when I went into the corporate retail world, I needed a plug. And back then there was a trade show in Las Vegas called the Magic Show, which is like the biggest show for retail in the world. And it's held at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So me and my man, we're meandering through the Las Vegas Convention Center, and I run across, we see Russell Simmons. So at this time, Russell Simmons and his Def Jam hookup, Baby Phat was really hot back then. His Phat Farm thing had already done its thing, and he was coming out with a new line called Def Jam University. So I seen in my years in New York earlier, I remember, I'm old enough, showing our age here, when Def Jam just started, and I remember when Phat Farm was just a little boutique down in the West Village. So it wasn't that I felt unapproachable. Given my life experiences, it's not too many people that I'm now nobody that I'm afraid to kind of approach. And I'm like, anyway, I'm here with a couple dollars. I'm looking to buy all the hottest lines I can. But I just, I need relationships. And at this time, companies like that, because Russell's companies were really hot, and they just weren't opening up new accounts. Least of all, my stores were in the hood, and they weren't opening up stores in the hood. So, long story short, I happened to see Russell. He's on his way to the Baby Phat booth or display, the Baby Phat Pavilion, and I started to make a beeline. I told my man, I'm like, look, there go Russ. I'm about to go try to holler at him. And my man's like, he's not, you can't just do that, Courtney. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can. I can go talk to anybody. And I go to approach Russell, and one of his security guards kind of like, hey, excuse me, you can't do all that. And I'm like, look, man, I got a couple stores. I need to talk to Russell Simmons. And his security guard's looking at me like, who is this guy? And what is your problem? But as fate would have it, Russell sees the interaction with me and his security guard, and he's like, well, hold up, I got a minute. What you trying to do? And they call it an entrepreneurism that you should always have what they call an elevator speech. Where if you ever run into a guy that you're trying to do business with, you need to be able to spit your game in like 30 seconds. Because you just never know in life when that situation may come, that the person that you need to bump into, you actually bump into. And people who are doing their thing are busy. I've been on the other side. I've been the guy that people have been trying to get to. And if you got something to say to me, you need to be able to say it quick. So anyway, I hit Russell with my 30-second elevator pitch. Here's the thing, bro. I just opened up 2 shops in Detroit. I'm in a major mall outside of Detroit. Yada, 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 yada. I'm here. It's going to be the hottest store in the city, blah, 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 blah. And he kind of gives me like the, okay, good. We shake hands. We make, shake hands. He's like, what, you and your man want a picture too? And we take, we take some photos, kick it for about, he gives me about 5 minutes of his time. I just give him my card and I'm like, for real though, you should really get in touch with me. I'm not thinking anything of it. About 3 weeks later, a UPS truck pulls up, just starts unloading box after box after box. It's $14,000 worth of Def Jam University clothes. He had passed it along, obviously, some of his underlings and just told the people, look, this guy's a good guy. Hook him up. He gave me what they call 90-day net, which means he gave me 3 months to pay for the merchandise. We used that to actually use that inventory to fill up a store in Detroit and then later to fill up a store in Atlanta. Had a good run and relationship with him. So, just an example. You never know. Always have your elevator speech ready to go. Shout out to Russell Simmons, and he was a big fellow then. He's gone on to do his thing. That people are people. Don't be ever too shy or intimidated because everybody who is big, we got to remember, everybody who was big at one time was small. And if you're talking serious and you got actually your mind and your plan in order, people in business are always looking to make money. Whether it's me, Russell Simmons, Warren Buffett, whoever. That's why people are in business. So, just keep your affairs in order and always be ready to give your elevator speech. Never know who you might bump into. So, holler at your man. Peace.